Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys a real quick vlog. So Giannis did it. Giannis is finally got his first NBA championship under his belt. I'm watching the post-game show now. I'm gonna be honest. These playoffs were really kind of riddled by injuries. I'm not gonna be one of those people who's like, oh, it's his ring's not legit because of injuries. Because honestly, like, you can make the argument for pretty much every person ever who's ever won a ring that, like, there's been significant injuries during, either the playoffs or their journey to the finals or even in the finals. I'm not going to be one of those people. But I will say this. This was one of the craziest closeout games I've ever seen in my life. And the reason I say that is because Giannis had very little help in this series. Like, the Bucks scored 105 points. Giannis scored 50 of them. Okay, he scored literally almost exactly half of their points. I'm shocked he only missed 2 free throws. I'm gonna be honest. Going into this series, I actually thought after the first 2 games the Suns would win. I was one of those people going into the series. I thought the Suns were incredibly underrated going into like, even just the finals as a whole. Like, when we were in, like, the, I guess, pre-finals, like the Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals, I thought the Suns were incredibly underrated. I thought they were a great basketball team. I actually think, like, on paper, the Suns are a better team. They have Devin Booker, Chris Paul. Their bench looked really good. They have DeAndre Ayton, who's really, really improved this year. I just didn't think Giannis would be able to beat them by himself. And tonight, in a game 6, he kind of did that. I mean, he scored 50 points, had 13 rebounds, 5 blocks. I mean, the guy was ridiculous. I mean, literally, this is one of the best finals performances you will ever see in a long time. A 50-point closeout game 6 is just way more than I expected from Giannis. And the idea that he only missed 1-2 free throws the whole game, I mean, it's pretty insane. And not for nothing, man. Drew Holiday shot 4-19 from the field in this game. Chris Middleton came up really big down the stretch. He hit some clutch free throws. He shot 6 of 13. But even Chris Middleton didn't even score 20 points. Bobby Portis scored 16, so Bobby Portis did pretty well. Giannis had help, but not the primetime help he normally has, where Chris Middleton's coming out here scoring 24 points per game. Okay, Chris Middleton's a 24 point per game scorer. Drew Holiday's a 19 point per game scorer. And Chris Middleton, he only scored 17, and Drew Holiday was just 4 of 19. I mean, that's pretty bad. But all in all, it was a fun series to watch. I really didn't care who won. But the Suns, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to go on the Chris Paul thing for a minute. I know a lot of people are going to say Chris Paul's like a choker, and because that's the way NBA Twitter is. I really wanted the Suns to win just for that reason. Because Chris Paul is a vet of the game. Chris Paul has been playing out of his mind, I think. For a guy who's as old as he is, Chris Paul is playing phenomenal. I think that Chris Paul is going to go back next season, and I would be extremely shocked if they don't get somebody in free agency. I'm just going to call it what it is. The Suns, they have enough pieces to win. It's just, they had nobody to stop Giannis. I mean, nobody. Nothing they did was stopping Giannis tonight. Giannis came out as like a man on a mission and accomplished his mission. And speaking on Giannis, man, I mean, I think we're in the conversation here. Is Giannis really one of the greatest of all time? Is he in the top 10? Obviously, I don't think he's GOAT status yet. I'm not going to put him there. He's obviously not there yet. But as far as a guy that's he's literally done it all, and he's only 26. I mean, he's been a defensive player of the year. He's won the MVP twice. He's now got an NBA championship, a finals MVP. He's won the All-Star game MVP. I mean, he's literally done it all. Five-time All NBA, I believe. I mean, the guy's ridiculous. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer, and he's only 26 years old. If Giannis can develop a 3-point shot, it's over for the league. I mean, like, I know right now, I think a lot of people would agree. I know there's going to be confirmation bias here with, like, Giannis just winning the championship, but the best basketball player in the world right now is Kevin Durant. And if Giannis can develop a jump shot, he's going to challenge that. Giannis is good in every other facet of his game outside of shooting jump shots, or really 3-pointers, I would say. I would say, like, he's developed this little, like, post fade that seems to work for him. But Giannis is just, he's a monster. I'm just going to call it what it is. Giannis is a monster. And the idea that he was able to close out the Suns, a really, really good Suns team, pretty much almost exclusively by himself. Obviously, he had a little bit of help, but, like, it wasn't, like, the typical, like I said, it's not the typical help he normally gets. And I think this is good for the league. I'm going to be honest with you. I know a lot of people think it's bad for the league. I think a lot of people are, they think it's bad because, like, you know, the Nets weren't in it and 76ers weren't in it, or whoever, you know, whatever team you wanted to win. You know, the Clippers, everybody was, like, expecting, like, Skip Bayless put out a wild-ass tweet after the championship game saying that, if Kawhi would have played, they would have won. I don't know. Like, I like Kawhi, but I don't know if Kawhi's that good. I don't know if Kawhi's exactly stopping Giannis, but because they threw everything in the sink at Giannis tonight, and that did nothing. But I don't know, man. I think stuff like this is good for the league. I think it's good to, like, every once in a while not know who the hell is going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, after the first 2 games, obviously, like, Mike Budenholzer, everybody was out for Mike Budenholzer, and now he made every single adjustment he was supposed to, and they won the championship. So now, is Budenholzer still out? Because after the first 2 games, man, like, after the Suns won the first 2 games, everyone was like, Budenholzer's got to go. Well, he just won the NBA championship. So, I don't know, man. You know what? I like this. I think it's exciting. Like, for once, I was excited to watch the finals this year. I made sure I was home for every single game to watch these NBA finals, because it's like, it's a toss-up. Either team could have won, you know? And I personally, I think that, I know people are going to say, like, you know, obviously the Bucks have Giannis, they have Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, all these guys, but as a team unit, I literally think that, like, the Suns play better team basketball than the Bucks do, which is why I thought the Suns would win. But either way, I'm happy. It's not LeBron, it's not KD. You know, I know Luka Doncic is now, like, a guy that I don't know what the Mavs are gonna do, but it seems like they're rebuilding. I don't know, man. I think this is great for the sport, and I'm happy to see that Giannis finally won a ring. I think we all knew eventually he was going to win a ring, but I don't think anybody was really, I don't know if anybody was really certain that he could lead. Well, I can't even say that. How do I want to say this? I don't think anyone ever thought Giannis was going to get the support he needed to win a ring. We knew, like, he could win a ring. He's that good, but the question was really the supporting cast around Giannis for the past couple seasons. And even when anybody who knows me knows that when they signed Chris Middleton to that insane extension, they offered him a max contract. I was like, what are they doing? Like, when Malcolm Brogdon had the 50-40-90 season and played for the Bucks, and it was like the very next season they gave Chris Middleton this insane extension. And the reason I was not happy with that is because with Chris Middleton, you never know what you're going to get. That was my biggest issue with Chris Middleton being Giannis's number 2. I didn't even think Giannis could win with Chris Middleton being his number 2. Because Chris Middleton is one of those guys where it's like, he's either going to come out and shoot like 4 of 15, or he's going to come out and give you like, you know, 9 of 16 and shoot the lights out. You know, he's very much like, almost like J.R. Smith in a sense, like, you don't know which player you're getting night in and night out. And to be honest, Chris Middleton doesn't play well when he's not playing at home. So it's pretty good that they closed it out at home, or Giannis was able to close it out at home, because normally Chris Middleton shoots like crap when he plays away. So Chris Middleton looks like he's finally coming out of that, though. So I think Chris Middleton's finally taking a step in that direction, because I've noticed when, not for nothing, but even in the past when the Bucks have lost, I'm like, when they get bounced in the second round, I'm like, Chris Middleton needs to be the guy. And for a while, he wasn't the guy. I'm like, if I've always been this guy of saying, like, if the Bucks are going to win, Chris Middleton has to step up. He's got to be. And tonight, he did it. Tonight, he hit some very clutch shots. He hit the one fading jumper from mid-range. I think it was over Devin Booker and drilled it. And then he was hitting free throws down the stretch. So, Chris Middleton, even though he didn't score, like, even 20 points, he hit some big shots that really sealed the game. So, Chris Middleton gets a pass from me on this. But, yeah. Milwaukee Bucks are your 2021 NBA champions, and congratulations to Giannis, man. Giannis is, he's 26 and has literally done everything you can for the most part in the league, other than win Rookie of the Year. I mean, like, it's insane, man. And he did it without a jump shot. It's like, it's insane, man. And we're talking about a guy he's a dominant force, man. I mean, like, he's literally like Shaquille O'Neal, but he can dribble a basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can bring the ball up the court. I mean, it's impressive, believe it or not. I think this championship for Giannis is actually insanely impressive, especially going against that Suns team, to have a game like that and to be a guy who's not really known for shooting three-pointers or even making them, like a guy who shoots 30% from three for his career. Think there's something to be said about this ring. Whether or not you want to acknowledge it or not, I guess, is up to people to decide. But congratulations to Giannis. Congratulations to the city of Milwaukee. And he did it. And I think I'm just going to go out on this. I think at this point, now that Giannis has won a ring in Milwaukee and he's pretty much accomplished everything that he needs to in his career, like, he's a bona fide Hall of Famer at this point. Okay, he's won the All-Star Game MVP, Finals MVP. He's won a championship, 2-time league MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to the Hall. At this point, what more does he have to prove? I mean, if he wants to be better than Jordan, better than Bron, he's got to win a couple more. But at this point, he's a bona fide Hall of Famer. And I think now that he's won a ring in Milwaukee, for the people in Milwaukee, I think you got a guy for life, to be honest. I think, that's a big reason why stars leave their cities and or the place that drafted them, is because they feel like they can't win there, or disgruntled, with the front office or whatever with the moves. But Milwaukee, even though injuries pending, I don't really know if this team was on paper at the start of the season good enough to really win it all, but they did it. Somehow, some way they did it. I don't think they were the best team coming out of the East, but they did it. And I think at this point, you have Giannis for life. I think you have Giannis for the rest of his career at this point. Like I said, winning a championship means a lot to every single player. And for Giannis to say he wants to win one in Milwaukee, he wins one in Milwaukee. And at this point, whatever Giannis gets paid, he is absolutely worth it. If you want to write a check for $250 million, okay, Giannis is probably worth it. So, at this point, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Giannis becomes a household name. I think a Funky Diabetic made a really good point in his video that I just watched. We'll see if this puts Milwaukee on the map. Like, people who are kind of on the outside looking in on basketball, people who are like in and out of the sport. Let's see if Giannis becomes like a household name and people become a fan of the game because of him. Who knows? More eyes on the sport is always a good thing. So, but yeah, at this point, I think Giannis is going to be a Buck for life. He's accomplished everything. He has nothing left to prove. So, tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. This has been the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.